What's up again, YouTube? Wanted to give you this quick video because I do this every time. I did go out to a field today and get to test the gun without it being, in my apartment dirtying up the place. And I shot the grenades off, but I didn't really get a good response out of those because I was in a targeting range when I did it, so I still only had like so far that they would go, so I didn't really get the best range example. I did have them break, and it was probably about 50 feet away, so and again, it was kind of just a spitball of cotton because I've been doing the cotton in the barrel to get more pressure going. So that was that. Now as for the gun itself, the whole gun, well, I'd love to tell you how it did in battle, but I can't because it didn't play. For some reason, I started off, they gave me an HPA tank, and I said, I was like, I know this gun runs on HPA because I've used HPA before. I don't have my own tank, but it was $8 to rent one, and it was free refills for the day, so I said, okay. And then I just was like, I went out to the chrono, and I shot it, and I was getting like 120. And then I would shoot like 3 shots, and then next thing I knew it, the gun would do it was bouncing, doing the brrrr from not enough pressure. So I couldn't figure out what was going on. I tried 2 different HPA tanks, had all sorts of issues with them, no idea. I gave up after that and threw my CO2 on, and by this point in time, it was actually almost the end of the day for the entire field. They were closing up shop and everything, and so I put the CO2 on just so I could continue test firing it and seeing what's going wrong. And then when I put the CO2 on, next thing I knew it was doing 360, 370. It even got up to 389 on the chrono. I took my Allen key and tweaked the velocity adjuster on there and got no response. It just stayed right there, 360 to 380. No idea what was going on. So I don't know. I couldn't play. It was too high, and so I just sort of called it a day and gave up, and it was kind of sad. And right now, I took it home. I took it completely apart. I've put a new spring in the back. I put a new velocity adjuster screw in there. I took the power tube, which you guys should know is modified. It's a new power tube, so that might be my biggest problem. But it's tough to say. I put a new screw in that power tube. I oiled everything. I thoroughly cleaned everything. In fact, right now, when I took everything out of the gun, it felt not like anything was dirty or wrong or anything. It felt almost like it was too good. Everything was so smooth and clean and well oiled, and it was just like maybe it's just too powerful. I don't know. Maybe I have to get a lesser spring or something like that because I just couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. It was shooting way too powerful. And I might go out again tomorrow because I still have all the paintballs that I bought that I didn't even get to use. So we can see then. Now, one last thing, you might notice that the gun looks a little different. Starting with the hopper is now the typical low-profile hopper. I sadly had to go to this guy right here. You might also see, it's hard to tell, the flashlight is right here, and there's no scope on top. And the reason is, I got rid of the 45-degree offset rail and got this handle right here. I wanted the gun to look more M4, more AR-15 looking, more realistic. And so I ordered this handle. And the other thing was that when you got this thing strapped to your shoulder and it's pressed against your chest like this permanently, and all you do is lift it up and fire and then put it back on your chest, that flashlight being right here like it was such a pain in the butt. It was always getting caught on my vest. It was hitting me in the chest. It was just not a very comfortable place. So now the gun has this really thin profile. I still do have the flashlight up here, which is actually a better place for it, but it's not really there. It's just there to be there. It's not really useful, of course, and it's nice and out of the way, so I don't really worry about it too much. Also, I've got the double mag is just a single stack right now because no reason. I just took it off for a little bit, just get it a clean look. And so yeah. Yeah, I got this handle, and there will be a rail coming in the mail that I'm going to put, it's going to mount right here, and then I can put the scope back on. And when I do that, I'm not 100% sure, but I might have to put a offset on here. I had to get the flat, low-profile hopper because it's already offset and it was a cheap fix. So the ricochet is gone because the ricochet was a centered hopper. So half of it was covering this area and it was running into this and I just couldn't put the both on. But I still might have to get the offset because when I put a scope on here, there's a good chance it'll hit this as well. So yeah. But I do like the handle because it makes it a little easier to carry, minus the fact that it cuts into my hand, and it does give it a more AR-15 look. And I was just really excited to get it and really get that look going and everything, and then I just sort of turned it over and I realized